Hey Aries, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through for the next week. So let's get into it. I hope that things are moving well for you in your world. We are in Pisces season, so things are getting a little emotional. The water element has been heightened, and it's just bringing up a lot, even if it's things that we've been dealing with for quite some time, things that we're not seeing a lot of movement, that where we have to be patient, where we have to take our time in order to let it work itself out. Those areas are really frustrating, right? It's kind of bringing in a lot of doubt, a lot of uncertainty around what our next steps are. Venus also just went into retrograde. It will be retrograde until mid-April. So it's going to highlight relationships. It's going to highlight different dynamics that are manifesting in our life or that we've been working with that aren't really honoring, aren't really supporting us. Pisces is the end of a cycle. We're moving into Aries season next, as you know. Birthday's on the horizon, right? And so it is about closure, right? It is about bringing an end to things that, whether it's just within us, whether we're starting a new cycle, a different cycle with someone or something, making sure that we're showing up, that we're putting effort in the way that it's going to bring us the results that we want. Not keep doing the same thing over and over again with no results and then wondering why it's not going our way, right? So easy to do, but try to find inventive approaches. That's that Uranus in Taurus, inventive approaches with what we're dealing with in present time, in our life in front of us at this moment. That's why I like to start off with these energy cleansings. Just set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out some of that limitation, that restriction that we might be coming into. It's also a really good time to set your own intention, especially if you've come into this reading with something on your heart, on your mind, on your soul, something that you would like Spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give those over. Be open to receive. It's a great way to personalize these collective readings. And I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing, wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation, what's specifically going on for you, or if you're looking for more of a realignment with your mind, body, soul, I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. When we're operating in alignment with ourselves, we're more likely to choose things that honor us, that support us, that are actually catering to our long-term goals, bringing us happiness and fulfillment. That's what this is all about, right? So all that info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. Definitely hit me up. If you resonate, vibe with my energy, I would love to help and support in whatever way possible. All right, Aries, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so we may see and understand the messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama Love. All right, Aries, let's get into it. So as much as things have been pretty emotional, thankfully in the astrology, it's kind of quiet. It's not saying that nothing is happening, But it's not, the worst ever. I'm never ever trying to downplay anybody's experience. So if that's not your experience right now, please forgive me. I know that we're all in different places dealing with different things. And some of the stuff that we're dealing with is very, very difficult, right? Saturn is tensely aspected to the vertex point. So learning those lessons, or the lessons that are starting to climax, come to head. We've been seeing a lot of past people, situations, karmas kind of pop out over these past few weeks. The language is leap of faith, feeling confident, feeling strong, feeling good about where you're at. And I feel like a lot of what you're moving through this week, Aries, is allowing you to do it. To do just that. Find that fulfillment. Find that confidence. Or, sorry, I'm looking at the lotus tree, which is fulfillment, just food for thought, right? And when I think about the lotus, this idea that it takes the muck, the harder aspects of life in order to grow, in order to flourish. And that really is what evolution is about. When we look at it through this concept of action, dynamism, and silence potential, there's this value of dynamism is the hard stuff, right? It is the stuff that actually forces us to say, hey, no, I'm going to do this a little bit differently. I'm going to be better. I'm going to overcome. It's not easy to overcome because you are experiencing some defiance this week. Whether that is, I'm not laughing, sorry, but it is just kind of funny how the cards play out sometimes. Whether that defiance is coming from within you or around you. Someone is feeling a little bit limited. And I feel like I don't know that this defiance is necessarily coming from you. The more that I'm hearing this, it looks to me like this is someone that you feel is specifically being defiant. Maybe they're not seeing it how you're seeing it. Okay, platypus, there's our evolution right now. But it's in our blocked energy this week, Aries. So there is a call to kind of look beyond, right? Don't get so stuck in what is. That was our overarching energy for this week, the weekly reading, if you want to check it out. It was talking about how, there's this value of being comfortable and then getting lost in that comfort. Yes, we want to have comfortability for our support, for our sustainability. But if there are things that are not playing out how we want, or it's directly negatively affecting us, then we have to look at a different perspective, right? Four of Wands. It's completion in this deck, and there is a lot that is, like I was saying, Pisces season coming to a close. And so I feel like this is about kind of taking your time. There is this leap of faith card. I'm hearing that that leap of faith that you're going to be taking is evolving this week, right? I think that there is some pushback that you are coming into, and it's putting you in a position where you have to make a choice. You have to make a choice one way or the other. And I see that people are on board with you this week, or whoever you're kind of working with, collaborating with, is willing to make different plans. I do see that. Maybe some of this defiance is coming out. Maybe it didn't really look like that in the very beginning because you're coming from a place of fulfillment. You're coming from a place of feeling good, feeling strong, stable, but then there's this thing that's kind of getting in the way. And we have this Page of Swords, messages, communication coming in, giving a little bit more clarity as to how to better approach a situation. You are in the Two of Swords energy this week, so there is going to need to be some decisions, but it looks heavy for you. It looks like there's a lot of responsibility on your plate. It looks like you're going to have to kind of tame some of your forces. This is shedding different light, a different perspective. I feel like you have someone who wants you to see it in a certain way, who wants you to compartmentalize it in a certain way. And the leap of faith that you're stepping into is actually listening to yourself and making your own decisions. Because there have been things around this that are not fair to you, or I don't know, like you're tapping into something that you are desiring, that you're wanting for this evolution, but you're limiting yourself at the same time, Aries. And it might be for a desire for something that's off limits, something that you can't really have. But what I would say to you is it's the building of new ideals, new vision for yourself. So even if you can't have that like specific thing you want, it can come in other ways and still be the same energy, still have the same passion, the same drive, creativity, lust. And I do think this is directly connected to your evolution, right? Because again, like you're limiting yourself this week. You're feeling a little stagnant, or playing it safe is what I'm hearing, where there needs to be more of a leap of faith. And I feel like this is speaking your truth, not being afraid to communicate, not being afraid to say and do what you need to do, because there are some hard decisions. There are some adjustments that need to be made, and you know this. And I feel like some of this has to be talked about. That's what I'm seeing, Aries. Like some of this has to be talked about. And it looks like it's not the easiest conversation, because it comes with a lot. And I feel like that's what you're a little bit hesitant about. But like I said, even if maybe it doesn't look like this on the surface, it does look like you're working with or dealing with something who's willing to make some adjustments. It's going to be hard for them, though, is what I'm seeing. It's going to be hard for them because there's something about this that they're not sold on. Hesitancies. I feel like this is part of where some of this defiance is coming in. I'm hearing for some of you, this is like a person who has a perspective and they need that perspective to be true, whether it is or not. And I'm kind of seeing that you're seeing it differently and trying to get a better result. But again, it looks like there's, it's kind of just like basically saying like, have a conversation, have an open and honest conversation, coming in as the Queen of Swords. So being able to kind of like not take things personally, talk about the hard stuff and with no judgment, right? With non-judgment, being able to just be like, okay, like this makes sense. I get it. How can we work together? How can we find a solution that works for both of us? Because someone's perspective is a little bit off, or like I said, there is that energy of defiance, someone needing it to be what they interpret it to be. And I feel like that's not necessarily the truth, but what I'm seeing is that through all of this, if you have this conversation, it's actually going to get you closer or get you what you want. Yeah, unfortunately, it's just bringing out a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions. This is that full moon lunar eclipse energy. And when we need, okay, we can't get away from the full moon. It's triggering. That's basically what I'm hearing with the full moon. It brings up a lot. But again, it's also that, it is also that elixir that forces us to grow, to evolve. As perspectives change, it's going to be way easier to do so. I feel like part of this for you, Aries, is just being confident in what you feel and the art of communication, right? Not getting upset, defensive. You don't necessarily look like that. I feel like whomever and whatever you're talking to, dealing with, is going to have a little bit harder time with this Princess of Cups temperance energy, because it is this value of like, they know what you're saying is right, but they don't really want to do it. Or they want to believe what they want to believe, again, more readily than what the actual truth is. But it looks like you're handling this. It looks like you're navigating this. It looks like you're going to find a solution that works for everybody, like I said, if you can have that conversation. So thank you so much for your time, energy, always. I super appreciate you, Aries. Definitely hope that you found messages that resonated here. If you did, drop comments below. I love to hear, or just say, hey, share in a little love, little TLC, because I so appreciate all the love, all the support that you bring to the channel and to my way. I hope you have a fabulous week. Lots of love, lots of blessings.